Welcome to Cafecito with Rosie on TV. I am your host, Rosie Paulsen. I'm the owner of Rosie Paulsen Enterprises and SNR Services. I am a commissioner, a public speaker, a Medicare insurance broker, and in 2020, I published a book called Ñeque, The Mindset to Get What You Want. My business promise is knowledge, connection, success. And this show features business owners in the Tampa Bay area, who they are, what they do, and how they help the community. I am thrilled and honored to have today my really good friend, Karla Arita. Good morning, Karla. How are you?
Hi, doing great. And you, Rosie, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yes, and it's good morning, good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this, because that's the beauty of social media. So, Karla Arita, tell me, where are you from originally?
I was originally born in Honduras, but I grew up in Miami. So I feel that Miami is my hometown. I love Miami. And now I am living here in the Tampa Bay area, more specifically Land O'Lakes.
And now, have you been to Versailles in Miami?
Yes, many times.
It's like a place you have to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been there a couple of times, and it's like every time we have to go to Versailles. And Sundays, they get so busy. It's just a little too overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a very known tourist spot. So
good. So tell me a little bit about the person. So you grew up in Miami. Are you married? Do you have any children?
Yes, I am happily married. I've been married for over 23 years and counting. And I have two children. My daughter, she's 19. Her name is Esmeralda. And then our son, he's Marcos Gabriel, and he is 16 years old. And they're wonderful kids. I am extremely blessed as a mom. And they're just wonderful kids, you know. I love being a mom.
Oh, yeah. And you know, your kids grow up so fast, so I'm glad that you're able to be there. And I believe if I could go back to tell my younger self at one point, that would have been the most important. Get a job where you're able to be home for your kids, because they grow up so fast. And you being there, sometimes you think that they need you as a child, but as a teenager, they need you even more. So I'm glad you're doing that for your children. You're very active in social media, and one of your passions is cooking. Where that came from?
And actually, my passion from cooking, there's a reason for it. It's because I was actually born inside a restaurant. So when I tell people that, they're like, what do you mean born in a restaurant? Well, yeah, my parents in Honduras, they used to own restaurants. So when my mom was pregnant with me, her water broke. And my father helped deliver me. He cut the umbilical cord and everything. And so when I tell people, you know, that's why I have such a passion, because I come from a family of chefs. I'm like fourth generation. So growing up, I learned to walk, crawl, everything, or actually, you know, crawl and then walk in a restaurant. So that was the environment that I knew. And it's always been a passion for me. And I went to culinary school. I've learned to cook professionally. And I can cook dishes from all over the world, European, African, Central American, South American, you name it. And it's just something that I love. It's my passion. It's my hobby. And it helps me out.
Right.
I also, I do a lot of cooking for my friends, neighbors, and also for my career.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't tried her rum cake, it's delicious, delicious. I was blessed to win it in her birthday. She brought it to share it with everybody, but I wanted, and my husband and I did not want to share with anybody, so we ate it for a whole week. It was delicious.
I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you. And so tell me about your career.
So my career, that is my second passion. I am actually a full-time real estate agent. And
Where did that came from? How did you came about to be a real estate agent?
Well, there's a dark side to it. I used to work before in an office, and I was laid off. You know, that corporation was, they were losing money. So unfortunately, I lost my job, and I was unemployed for over 6 months. It was not easy being unemployed. I was sending applications, my resume, and I was not getting anywhere. So my husband was like, babe, why don't you just become a realtor? And I'm like, I can't be a realtor. What do you mean a realtor? I've never sold an apple in my life. How am I going to sell a house? He says, well, you have something that's going to help you. You have people skills. If you have people skills, the rest will come easy. You know, you can learn the industry and make the best of it. So I took his advice and I became a realtor. And before I knew it, within months, I hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
I became successful very fast. And that's one of the things about me. Whenever I do something, regardless of what it is,
Mm-hmm.
I always put my best foot forward. I learn as much as I can, and I do the best job that I can to my knowledge.
Right.
And that has helped me. And of course, my people skills has been a great blessing in my industry. The clients that I meet, a lot of times they end up being my friends.
Right.
So
right.
I'm always getting invited to birthday parties, barbecues, different events, because you know, after working with somebody
Mm-hmm.
for
Right.
months, you establish a friendship.
Right.
So it's very important. And I treat all my clients like if I would treat my family. And I love my family, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Now let me tell you, right now in this market where, oh my God, houses go up in market and they get sold within 24, 48 hours.
Mhm.
I mean, have you ever seen the market? And what will, like this, and what will be your biggest like tip to people that they perhaps want to sell their homes?
I have seen this before, and normally we kind of see this kind of activity during the early parts of summer. Summertime is usually when parents want to sell their houses because they want to move, their kids are out of school. It makes it a much easier transition.
Mhm.
Now, having this madness, for
Mhm.
lack of a better word, at this early in the season, it's a bit unusual, but not too much because we live in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So in Florida, you know, one of the nicest things about us is that real estate is excellent all year long, because people from other states and other countries want to move to Florida because of the great weather that we have. So that's one of the blessings that we have. So one of the things I tell my clients, especially for sellers, because right now is a seller's market, is
Right.
incredible. I tell them, plan ahead. If you're thinking about selling, you know, talk to a local realtor. Don't wait till the last minute. Plan calmly. When you plan things, you usually get a better outcome.
Right.
So if you have a plan and you stick to it, then things will go a lot smoother than if you just wake up one day and say, oh my gosh, the market is great, let me sell. Okay, wait a minute. Then what?
Mhm.
Are you going to rent, or are you planning on buying?
Right.
You know,
Taking the emotion
exactly.
out of the transaction. Well, now one of your other passions is Power Gals.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about that group, which is amazing, by the way. And I am a Power Gal. So tell me, how did that start?
So Power Gals began literally about 3 years ago.
Mhm.
A lot of women who were professionals, they were reaching out to me because I am very active on social media. So they would call me, message me, and say, Karla, you know, I want to learn to grow my business the same way that you're growing.
Mhm.
I love what you're doing. Can you teach me? So I would be like, yeah, sure, do this, try that, don't do this. So after many months of, you know, the repetition of women reaching out to me, I was like, you know what? There is a need in our community for people to learn from each other, women to support each other.
Mhm.
So I created, you know, our first meeting, and I was just praying that at least 3 women would show up. I'm like, oh God, please don't let this be a failure. But thankfully, we had about 10 women show to the
Mhm.
first meeting. It was great. I call it lunch with a purpose. We all have to have lunch, right? We
Right.
want to make the best of it.
Right.
So then we were like, should we meet again? And they were like, yes, definitely. So then the second month, we had twice as many women. We had
Wow.
20. And then as the months kept going, the group just kept growing as well. And then we had women coming from Brooksville. I had women driving more than an hour and a half to come to our meetings. And that was the birth of the different chapter locations for Power Gals.
Yeah.
So we started in one location, and now we have over 15 locations throughout Florida.
Mhm.
So it's been growing amazingly fast. And the women that come to the group, they're amazing. They're women who are positive, women who want to grow
Mhm.
and to connect with other women. And they're just, they have such big hearts.
Right. And now you're not only doing it in the Tampa Bay area, you're moving it nationally and internationally. How
Yes.
did that come about?
Well, it started because one of the local Power Gals that was here, she moved to a different state. So she was like, well, can I take Power Gals with me since I'm not going to be in Florida anymore? And that was what sparked the idea that, wow, actually Power Gals can come to other states.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm currently working with. I'm working with other women right now in other states, So we're gonna be having a few other states coming on board in the next few months. I am doing it slowly because I want to make sure that the women that are gonna be leaders for their chapters, that they're the right person for Power Gals. You know, so, and then internationally, I want to take Power Gals in the next few years to other countries, because I have friends who see me on social media and see how Power Gals is growing through networking and how we're helping small business owners. So they love the concept and they want me to bring Power Gals to them. I have people in Brazil. I'm hoping to get Australia on board, and possibly maybe some countries in South, Central America and Europe, like Spain.
Awesome. Well, Ecuador is on the way. Don't forget, we have a lot of ñeque down there. A lot of ñeque.
One of the important things about bringing Power Gals to other countries is because we have services that they might not have in those countries, and vice versa. They might have services that we don't have, or products that they would love to sell in the United States of America, and we would be the key for them to grow. So
awesome. Well, so how can people find you, Karla?
The best way for you to reach out to Power Gals is to visit our website. The website is www.powergalsnetworking.com.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking for calendar of events, I mean, that is one of the biggest things. If you have not visited that website, go into the events tab, and then you have all the events that they're happening all over Tampa Bay area. So I actually 2 weeks prior to, like in the middle of the month, I look at next month's events, and then I put them in my calendar so I know that I will be attending. So it's an amazing, amazing group of ladies that have the right, pure heart of helping others be successful. And I always share that it is all about the leader's heart too. Karla, and your heart is just so amazing because you want to give back to the community. And the reality is that is what you can get the moment that you walk into a Power Gal meeting, or the moment that you do a business with you in selling a house. It's about really your heart of really honestly want to help people.
I do, and I thank you. And one of the nice things about the website, it's not just about networking. Anybody can visit our website because we have services for everybody. If you're looking for a realtor, we have amazing realtors. If you need an attorney, we have a wonderful attorney. We have women from all industries, and if you're looking to hire them, Power Gals is the best option. We have a business directory that you can check out all the different industries that are registered with Power Gals. And also, I'm very big on supporting shopping local and supporting local businesses. That is very important.
Yeah, and I'm under the insurance tab.
Yeah, make sure you check it out.
Medicare matchmaker. Well, Karla, I thank you so much for joining us today. Any last 1 minute thing that you would like to tell our audience?
Well, just whatever you do in life, make sure that you're passionate and you love what you do. And if you love what you do, you will be successful.
Thank you. And people like this is what service our community, our Tampa Bay area. People with pure, positive, and inspiring ideas. So don't give up, keep going, find your purpose, persist, persevere, and pivot into a thriving, successful, and profitable business. See you next time. Ciao.